And welcome back, this is Scooper with more Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm joined, as always, by my updated squad of Ryan, Charla, and Shulk. As you can see, I've changed equipment around a little bit. I swear it's the best stuff that's available. Let's start with Shulk. Shulk is now on the Cork gear. I gave him initial tension 3. Like I said, it kind of looks like a bug helmet to me. But he is also on the Blessed Brigandine. That gave him recovery up 2. He's on the Cork gauntlets, which gave him strength up 2, where I put that on there. Round bottoms, which I gave quick step 3, and messenger shoes, that gives him agility up 2. He actually lost a little bit of agility equipping the Cork gear and the Cork gauntlets, but the agility up 2 on the messenger shoes more than makes up for that, I feel. So that's why I gave that to him. Then let's look at Rhine. Rhine is now on the Grand Leggings, the Hunter gauntlets with an HP up 2, and Grand Armor. The Grand stuff is quite powerful and quite green, which works out well for him. Now let's look at Charla. Charla, I swear, is on the best stuff available to her, which is the diver bottoms. The swimsuits actually turn out to be quite powerful in this game. This is our first access to them, pretty much, and it worked out quite well. So she's got that with the ether defense up 3 on it. I believe the round shoes are new. The lime bangle and the pistis top round cap, I believe, are the same. But we should point out that at this point, the auto attack damage, the numbers that are there are now wrong. And I believe that is only the case for Charla. Let's check here. Yes, it is only for Charla. Charla's auto attack damage is wrong because there is kind of a glitch in this game, a bug in this game, that the auto attack damage caps out at 99 points higher than the minimum damage. So even though it says 328 to 438 on the auto attack damage listing here, it is actually 328 to 427. So it's not that big of a deal this early on, but this is the first time that it's come up. She will never do an auto attack for 438 damage or anything necessarily all that close to it. Like I said, it caps out at 427. That's not that big of a deal now, but it's worth pointing out so that as you equip things, you really only pay attention to that minimum auto attack damage, because whatever the maximum is doesn't really matter if it's 100 points or more higher than the minimum, because it won't actually attack that high. So you really need to focus on the minimum auto attack damage when you are equipping your party. So that is something that I wanted to point out. Let's go ahead and look at the arts that I leveled up. I did purchase the rest of the arts manuals from the shop here. I know that was the cure bullet for Charla, and then it was something for Rhine, I believe, but I can't remember what it was. Whatever was available in the shop here, I went ahead and purchased and used. I leveled up Thunder Bullet and Heat Bullet on Charla. For Rhine, I leveled up Hammer, Beat, and War Swing. And for Shulk, I just leveled up the Monado Buster. And I should use that a little bit more. I should also point out that the arts damage, so the 1338 to 1590, that is indeed accurate. The glitch, the bug, only applies to the auto attack damage. But it also applies to anything that uses the auto attack damage. So let's say something does 3 times your auto attack damage. Of course, that would be affected by the bug too. But the arts damage, that is fine. So we will leave that as is. That is quite nice, the Monado Buster. Hopefully I remember to use it a little bit more. I also updated a couple skill links. Charla now has Underdog, agility up buff at the start of battle with higher level enemies. Rhine now has Battle Cry, increased tension gained from battle start affinity. And I believe that firm defense, yeah, that was definitely already there. Underdog was there as well. And Shulk, I believe we doubled up on medium equipment here. Because I could. Just to keep in mind that this is really the only thing that's available to me. That's the real reason that I did it. Hopefully I remember to get rid of it later, because it's not really helping. But It's just there as a placeholder for the time being. We have some work to do. Oh, I should also point out that I sold some stuff at the shop here. Let's go over that quickly. They give you a tutorial for it. I'll spare you guys that. But how you can sell is looking at the equipment that you have. If there's anything obviously worse than what you have and what else is available, I just went ahead and sold it. Like the Arachno driver here is quite nice, but the flame gear, not necessarily as good, but that blaze attack 2, maybe I want that at some point. Probably not, but just in case, I did keep it. But you can see there's definitely some significantly lower stats on some of the weapons. So I went ahead and sold all the equipment. I kept all of the materials that we have gathered along the way. I'll sell those at some point. Obviously, we will need inventory space, but for the time being, I think we are fine. So that is what I did off screen. Let's head out. I do believe this is actually a thunderstorm, for the record. You can tell a little bit from the raindrops. They look different in a thunderstorm. I believe this is a thunderstorm. Well, it's not thundering for me. Maybe not. Maybe not. Either way, we're leaving. We have a quick stop to make back in Colony 9. We have put this off for a little bit. I could have done this a little bit earlier, but I didn't. So let's do it now. We have a quest to complete here. I will say, though, that I have to be a little careful as we go through this one because I can accidentally... no, Sesame, I'm not taking your quest. I could accidentally get a quest from the person that I turn this quest into, and I don't want that quest either, due to not having the right party member. So 1,300 hours, and here spawns Paula. Paula, how are you doing?
Come and see.
Come and see. You got them. That's really cool, you guys. Wow, they stink. I almost feel like I might actually pass out. Anyway, these should do nicely. Go and tell Daddy I fainted. Leave the rest to me. So we have an update to our quest. Remember, this is overworked and underpaid. We have to tell Giorgio about the lie. We gave the insanity mints over to Paula there so that we hopefully can get something nice out of this. Jam Man, how you doing? We could warp to the ether light, but I feel like that's being especially lazy, and I only want to be regularly lazy in this game. I warp a lot, but not from there to there. Giorgio, how you doing? What? Paula fainted? Oh no, my poor little girl. I'll be back later. Thanks for letting me know what happened. Turns out she was just pretending. I gave her a right old telling off. But I know why she did it, and it's all my fault. I haven't been spending enough time with her. I'm a bad daddy. But I'm gonna fix it, even though it means making less curry. And we have completed Overworked and Underpaid. Thanks to the little charade, Giorgio and Paula are now closer than ever. We get 3,000 gold, 300 experience, and ether defense up 2 gem. And Giorgio has another quest for us, but I am going to avoid that. We don't have the party member for that just yet. But Giorgio and Paula are now a happy family, and we did that. Hooray! Thanks to our lies! Yay! Alright, so that is it for our pit stop here. Let's go ahead and change our party around a little bit, put Shulk back in the lead so that it's actually a little fun when I get into battles. And we will head back to Bionis' leg. Specifically, we are going to head back to Ragwell Bridge South. There is something that we are looking for, and it's revenge. In case you haven't killed the Mechon M64, I believe it is, they'll be here in case you still need to kill a couple of them. Do you notice that Shulk runs a little bit more quickly than everybody else? Thanks to his quick step. It's minor, but it's there. It is there. It adds up over time. After all, we are running, kilometer after kilometer in this game. I would say mile, but it's British. They don't use miles over there. All right, so our first destination, I always get those confused, is west of here. We are looking for revenge on a very particular enemy. And I'm hoping that he spawns. There he is. I don't think he shows up every time, but he has been here quite often for me. It's Violent and Dante. As you can see, he's quite weak by comparison these days. Where is he going? Oh, he went right through the Wolves. Didn't even care. I'm hoping to get on the other side of the Wolves, so I only have to take on Violent and Dante here. All right, let's go.
The enemy's weak. But don't drop
The enemy is weak, you guys. Armu Plow missed entirely. Alright, let's actually go for some of our stuff. Shadow Eye. Attack from the side. Vex. Oh, he moved. I still did 3,700, but I was hoping for a lot more than that. Let's use the Buster. 2,100. Yeah, we got quite a bit of affinity out of that. I'm happy. That's what I like to see. And the Wolves are on me anyway. What am I going to do? Yeah, he's going to turn. Yeah, you can tell. No, hit him! There we go. Got a bit of damage there. 4,200. We got the Wolves, unfortunately. We will have to take them on. Alright, down goes Violent and Dante, and we have completed Challenge 1 Part 2. The rampaging monster is no longer a threat. 3,800 gold for completing that, and an affinity coin. That's possibly the more important thing in the long run, to be honest. But the quests are also quite important. Go, Buster! Yeah, hit multiple enemies. That's what I like about it. Get as much of that affinity as you can. Trying to raise the affinity between Ryan and Charlotte in particular still. We're almost there. Spotted Wolf Hide. That is actually something that I need, but I have more than enough of that. Regnus leggings as well. And over here, we can get an Ardoon Horn. This is what we got for Violent and Dante. A Spitz Cluster and Steady Cuisses. Let's go with that. And a small Ardoon Crystal, but that's significantly less important. Any more things spawn around here? All right. So, let's head out once we have completed Violent and Dante, and we'll head up the ramps. We have avoided these ramps for some time. I don't necessarily know how ramps just kind of spawn on somebody's leg, but that's what happened here. And we've made it to Villiera Hill. Villiera Hill is really just there. I don't know, there's not much going on up here, to be honest with you. Let me raise the camera a little bit. Do we have something there? Oh no, that's just that. We're gonna head down this ramp on this side. I don't think there's too much going this way, unless I'm mistaken. It's very possible that I'm mistaken. Oh, right. That's a different area. We're not gonna head there today. We're gonna head this way. And there is going to be something quite bad at the end of this, but we'll get there when we get there. We're gonna head to Daksha Shrine, because as it turns out, one of the quest items that we are looking for is back here. Along the way, you'll find some Antals, nothing all that new, leg Antals, basin Antals, but there will be something a little bit more powerful as we go forward. Prairie Antals, that's not entirely what I had in mind, but they are here. I think that is new, so let's go ahead and kill it. I don't think I got a back attack there. It turned at the last minute. It happens. It happens. Oh, nice Warsman. Yeah, I've missed like 2 of my arts because it died before it got off. Alright, got a couple things to spawn for me, at least a couple chests. Living Antal Eye, Hunter Gear, and a small Antal Crystal. Not too bad. Oh, the Daksha pod here. Yeah, it won't do anything because we're too strong. But if you don't defeat this quickly enough, it will spawn a couple spiders on you. Not that that's going to be a worry for us at this point. But inside the chest, we can get an Arachno Silk and an Insect Jaw. And, oh, There we go. Something further on, we can find a ravine atoll. This is definitely a place that I would avoid the first time that you make it to Bionis' leg, simply because of the slightly higher level enemies. Level 18, not necessarily significantly higher than the level 16 stuff that we're used to, but if you're level 12 when you're trying to come through here, that's going to be a problem for you. They do change the accuracy based on the difference between your level and the enemy's level. I don't have all the numbers in front of me, but that's one of the reasons that taking on a high-level enemy is difficult. It is more difficult than you might imagine sometimes. What's this guy? Oh, it's just a base mantle. Nothing significant out of there. A lot of stuff that I've already sold. But as we make it to the end of Daksha Shrine here, we can find, well, a quest item. That's something. Just Daksha paws on either side. But what we're going to do is grab this and run. It's a giant's mirror. Because on the other side of this we can find... Ooh, is it going to say? Oh, we already untriggered it. Okay. This is Clifftop Byron, level 32. Not something that I'm interested in fighting at this point. We could warp out of here, but I feel like since we are not necessarily familiar with this part of the map, we might as well run around a little bit more. We are going to head into Ragwell Lake, which we have been avoiding for some time. There's quite a bit of stuff that we want to deal with there, and even more stuff that I want to avoid over there. There are some significantly more powerful enemies than I am able to handle at this point. You'll find that a lot of the very difficult enemies are around level 70. They have a 7 there, except for Rotbart. Rotbart was, I think, 81. But there are a lot of enemies around here that are level 70 that are definitely something I want to avoid, but can get in the way at some point. So let's head over here. This is the northern part of Ragwell Bridge, and here are some Goggles. There's a sloth one there. They're usually hanging out in groups. I thought they had another one there. So just sloth Goggles over here for the time being. Like I said, this is the other side of the bridge. There's also some Arduns and Armus around here. This is, I believe, where Violent Andante can be. He can make it over here. But he's typically on the southern side, so you'll want to deal with him down there. All right, so let's head down this ramp here. This is over by where the Mechon are on the other side. As you can see, it kind of cuts across the lake a little bit because I want to show off what is up here near the near the mushrooms. Almost gave it away. I kind of did give it away. Either way, it's not that important. But here on the mushrooms, there are a couple bridges, so you can go across them. I would not recommend that, though, because there's a White Hawks there at level 75. So let's go ahead and grab that and just head back. I have no interest in taking on a Hawks at this point. But I did want to show that off, level 75. Lots of level 70 stuff so far. Let's hop down here. Make it to Ragwell Lake. They did say it. I always want to say like Raquel, but that's not right at all. Over here you can find an NV Sardi, another very high level Sardi. Let's hopefully avoid it here. It's kind of close. Kind of shit. All right, get up. All right, well, we got away from it. That's the important thing. All right, it de-aggroed off of us. We'll head up here. And don't take on level 70 stuff when you're in your 20s. Here we can find a wind ether deposit. Let's go ahead and grab some of the small wind crystals off of this. There we go. Oh, one of them's still active. Which one's still active? The one over here. There we go. Now everything is turned kind of not shiny anymore. Matte, I believe, is the term that they use for that. I'm not good with colors, though. We can find a few things over here. Winding gear. Is there anything that spawns here? No, all the red dots are up on the cliff up there, but that is not where we're interested in going. We're interested in going this way. Hopefully avoiding, another Sardi. Yeah, lots of Sardi around here. Definitely want to avoid them if at all possible. We can head over here, though, where we can find some Oasis Flammy. I believe we have not taken on an Oasis Flammy before. They will drop the fertile Flammy eggs that we needed last time. And I only know that because I had to say it and see myself say it a few times previously. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. Just, you know, that Flammy egg that we needed. But I know it is the fertile one. Alright, because it is not during a thunderstorm right now, an abnormal Brog has spawned here. We do need to defeat him, and after all, he should have a Brog leg that I'm interested in getting as well, so let's go ahead and take him on. Abnormal Brog shouldn't be too difficult. Alright, Shadow Arts. Really, even with Shadow Arts, I'm being aggroed here? Alright, there we go. 3,500. I was hoping for more, but I'll take that. More affinity. Hopefully we get up to green here. Went for a dive attack. Alright, down goes the abnormal Brog. That is a quest exclusive enemy, I believe. Let's go ahead and grab the treasure chest here with some Brog leg meat. That is what I need, plus a diver top and a small Brog crystal. Alright, that is one of two that I need. Let's head down here. There's that Sardi swimming around again. Over there? No, those are on top of the mushroom. Okay, we're fine then. Let's head down here. I swore I saw a collectible over here. My eyes are playing tricks on me. There's the Sardi, though. We need to make it a thunderstorm. Not just rain, but a thunderstorm. That's why it was kind of important that I showed you that before, but I couldn't tell. Alright, so the quick way of dealing with that is to just change the time like I'm doing. I'll show it until it actually changes the weather here, because I want to prove that that's actually how it's done. It doesn't really matter what time you change it back and forth all the time, as long as you change the time. I believe you can even change it to the same time, but maybe I'm being superstitious and I just want to change it to a different time. There we go. I probably had to change times about 30 times, but it immediately changed into a thunderstorm, and I know it's a thunderstorm because the monster has spawned. This is White Eduardo. But in case you are not here and you can't tell, if you look up at the sky, it will thunder relatively often, so you should be able to tell. Hopefully I cut that right so that you guys could see that it was actually me changing the time that did it. So let's take on White Eduardo. It's another Brog, unfortunately. Not the prettiest of things, despite one of them being called cute. Let's go for the Minato. Go Buster! 3,000. Almost 3,000 again on the backslash. I think my Shadow Arts, the Shadow Eye, sorry, didn't last long enough for both. As long as I get it on one range. Doesn't look like we've aggroed anything else, though. Just keep on doing the auto attack for the time being, I guess. There we go. You know, right as the Shadow Eye finishes up, too. Let's get slow on him, at least. That's something. And then we'll go for the Buster. Hopefully it lasts long enough. I shouldn't need the chain attack for him. Oh, come on. I felt that was enough. Oh, auto attack does it from Charla, I believe. You have taken care of the monster. The inhabitants of the camp are safe. 5,500 gold. Challenge 1, Part 1 has been completed. We get another affinity coin because White Eduardo is another unique monster. He only shows up during the thunderstorm here. So you do have to change the time quite a bit until that happens. We get our second Brog leg meat, steady cuisses and steady arms for our trouble. And material quest 1 has been completed because we got the second Brog leg meat. This should help raise the spirits of the camp's inhabitants a little. 1,000 more gold our way.